Hello everybody, my name is Bunny and welcome to another episode of Minecore Hardcraft. And today we are putting on our science caps because we are going to run an experiment. In this episode, I'm gonna build a raid-proof village. What do I mean by that? I mean a village that can withstand any raid without me doing almost anything. That means we're gonna be building traps to catch those pesky illagers and dispatch them for us without much effort. Let's go! Okay, we have prepared the base for the village. So as you can see, it is a circle that is 64 blocks in radius or 128 blocks in diameter. And I've built these like 4 hallways that lead to this cube in the middle where the villagers are going to be in. These 4 roads are going to be the only places where the illagers can spawn, because illagers will not spawn in water and everything else is going to be covered in carpet. So inside of the village, we need to carpet everything. But obviously we are missing kind of the key ingredient for this to be a village, which is villagers. Apparently you only need 1 villager, so let's go. But I was thinking maybe we can have 1 or 2, I don't know. We'll see how many we can get. I have my village that I have been slowly depopulating for my villager needs. So let's head out there and kidnap ourselves a villager and relocate them to this, what would you call it? Water village? Let's go. So the reason why you want to build this, well, this is not going to be a proper raid farm. It's more like a booby-trapped village because I figured it would be a little bit more fun to trap the illagers and try to see if we can make cool traps instead of being super efficient and having a proper raid farm. We might build one later on. But the reason you want to do it in the ocean is because doing it anywhere else is going to require you to spawn proof any kind of cave underneath, because illagers will spawn in this 64 block radius, but they don't really care if it's the surface or under the earth. So I committed the mistake of doing this in another place. I had a plains village that I figured would be cool, but then I realized I have a gigantic cave structure right underneath me, and I was thinking like, could I flood the cave? At the end I was like, no, this is insane. It's gonna take me forever to spawn proof the cave. So I scrapped that idea. So now I have a completely leveled village that I've leveled that I need to kind of go fix and do something with it later on. But I restarted it and moved it to the ocean where spawn proofing is a lot easier. I have also to confess that it took me stupidly long to make the circle, the 128 blocks circle. So the diameter is 128. Because I made a mistake when I was copying the diagram and it kept not matching. Like, you know, you're making the circle, it should like touch at the end with where you began the circle, but it wouldn't. It would always be like a few blocks off, and I kept making it and remaking it and remaking it. It was keep being off all the time, and I couldn't figure out where the mistake was. And it was like I copied the diagram so I wouldn't have to be constantly tabbing out of the game, and I copied wrong. So now it works. Now it's actually a proper circle and not some sort of weird, I don't know, non-circle figure. Hey, let's go. Okay, so now we can let him get acclimated. I think he's just gonna claim the bed that I have there in that room. There's also a stone cutter, so I'm probably gonna become a stonemason, but that's fine. I'll take it away later on. What I need to do now is I need to find the exact center of this build here that I made in the middle, because that's going to be where I'm going to put either the bed or a bell or anything like that. Anything that I want for this village are called the point of interest. That is going to be basically either a bed or a workstation or the town bell. That's going to be the raid center. So that's where, from that point is where the 64 blocks are calculated. And I'm just gonna make the diagonals here basically to find the center of this room. And it's going to be, because of the dimensions, it's going to be a square. A 4x4, a 2x2 square. And that's where we have to place, yeah, there it is. I'm gonna give you a tour of the finished product of this raid-proof village. So let's go and let me show you how each trap works and how this whole thing is set up. That circle has been created so that I can know where the game is gonna try to spawn the illagers, and obviously I have blocked many of the spaces where they can spawn so that I can control their spawning and what's happening with them. But first, let me take you through the village, how the village looks like at the moment. Let me just do a bit of a hole here. Thank you. Okay, so before we get to the village, there is this whole area here where I've placed boats and iron golems. This was just in case the vexes got through everything and wanted to attack the villagers. And there's the same thing on the level above, so I did 2 levels like this. Everything is grass, so nothing can spawn in here, and the boats were gonna be a place where the vexes were gonna get stuck and the iron golems could dispatch them. Then if we go through here... No! Dude! Come back. Here is the village. I have 3 villagers because I found 2 zombified villagers, actually. These 2, I think, were the zombified villagers. One of them was a green villager. And this is the center of the village. So right now they have 3 beds and I have one of them became a fletcher because it makes it, it was a great way to get arrows right here. I also added a few iron golems inside of the village so that they would get protection in case anything happened. Oh, is that for me? Thank you so much. I can't take it, but I wish I could. I find it really cute. So now I'm gonna take you through... Nope, that wasn't the right place. I'm gonna take you through the traps themselves so that you can see how they work. So let's go to the first trap. So I'm going to pretend to be an illager and I'm going to show you how this trap works. So I'm going to go where they're supposed to spawn and I'll show you all the mechanisms that I added in it. So if I were an illager... So if I was an illager, I would spawn here in this platform where there is rock. So let me just go there. And there is here a tripwire with wire here that will activate these trapdoors here and will push water. The water will push me to the next level. I could stay here. In this level nothing happens, but then comes the next level, and the next level works with a skulk sensor and pushes with a piston, pushes me in here. Here we have 2 things to kill the illagers. The conduit. The conduit will attack anything in an 8 circle radius around it. And I also added all the blocks of magma, so to add even more danger to this trap. So this is how this trap works. It has two layers of pushing. It will push the villagers first with the water and then with the pistons, and then the conduit will do the rest. Hey, just a reminder, if you like this video, please drop me a like or a little subscribe. It would really light my world on fire. Thank you. Okay. So the pillagers will spawn here. There's gonna be an iron golem across to work as bait to kind of force the illagers to wanna move forward. And this one is the same system as the trap with the conduit. It's a set of skulk sensors that activate pistons, sticky pistons. So if I stand here, I get dropped here, where I would get damage from the cactus or the sweet berries, and also there is string everywhere. So if I were to activate a string, the dispensers would start dispensing either arrows, wind charges. So trap number 3 is quite similar again. This one also works on a basis of a tripwire hook with string that when activates will open these trapdoors that will release water. There, I also added a few creakings there to see if they would scare the pillagers and make them move away, because illagers are scared of creakings. And they would also be here, it is. I had it down there, but I moved them up. Here, there is an iron golem to also work as bait and trying to make the illagers move. So there is also dispensers that will throw arrows at the illagers to kind of maybe motivate them to move away. And if they activate the trap and the water pushes them, I just would like, yes, I'm just gonna pretend that the water got me, and they will fall here on this trap full of pointed dripstone. As you can see, I took quite a bit of damage, but I have very good armor, so obviously it wouldn't be the same if you are a pillager or an illager. So here's trap number 4. Trap number 4 is just a bunch of nether portals. So ideally the illagers will move. To help them move, there could also be an iron golem in the middle to kind of work as bait. And once they go through the portal, you're gonna see why I drank some potion of fire resistance. You end up here on basically a ledge that leads you nowhere. There should be an iron golem there as well to work as bait, and then there would be no other option but to jump in the lava and take damage and die. So this one again, quite similar to most of the traps. So I ended up going for a lot of traps with the system with string and water. I found that works kind of well. The illagers would spawn on this platform. This platform is perfectly fine. But there is obviously again an iron golem. I've been using iron golems as bait. If you're playing in Bedrock, you could also use snow golems because they're also aggro against illagers, but in Java Edition it doesn't work. But eventually they would move and they would make their way to the lower platform. In this lower platform, the same system again of water would push them onto this soul campfire, and there's also dispensers throwing arrows all over the place. So that's how this one works. This trap, as you're gonna see, has a room here, but this room ended up not being used. I had a different plan for the trap that you're gonna see, but it didn't work out. So that room is just a room with spider webs, so they would get stuck in them with cobwebs, and then dispensers throwing things at the illagers, but it never worked. So again, you see it's very much the same system one more time, where we have trapdoors, we have tripwire, and we have dispensers also throwing stuff at the illagers. So if you spawn here and you walk, you're gonna get pushed by water. I also added this ice here, so it would be extra slippery, and the illagers would fall into the lava. And that's basically it. That is all the traps that I've built to make this village completely raid proof. Okay. I finished building all the traps. There is 6 traps in total, and it is time to take an ominous potion and see if we have miscalculated or not. So I'm gonna just, let's see, yes, I do have 1 ominous bottle, so I'm gonna start with that one and let's see where they're coming. So it takes a second for the raid to start. The omen needs to disappear. So you see it's counting down now. And once it has counted down to 0, then the raid is gonna start preparing. Okay, the raid is preparing now. As you can see, the bar is filling up. And we're gonna hear soon the horn. And that's gonna give us an idea of where they're coming from. Here. So this one is the... Okay, let me see. This is the fire one. So they're falling into soul campfires. So let's see. Oh, they all died already before I could even make it over here. Okay, it seems that they're in 6. Okay, 6 is just working its magic. We're halfway. 2 left. Too bad I can't see anything. But I will be able to see everything in the replay. Obviously. Okay. There we go. Okay, we have 2 waves so far that have been taken care of without us doing anything so far. So that's really good. Really good proof of concept so far. But we are in the easy ominous, so obviously things are not that difficult. Let's see. Okay. I don't even have the time to get to wherever they are. And the raiders start disappearing. This is amazing. Can't all complain. I feel like the main problem could be that witches can take a bit longer to survive. Because they have potions, basically. But my main worry is that if evokers come, that they get killed as fast as possible. Okay, now we can look at this one. You see, the witches are staying there. Kind of need them to move forward and be pushed by the water. There they go. We still have 1, and I think there's another one back there. So we just basically have to wait for the witch to decide to move. There we go. That one moved and fell. Okay, I actually do want to go see what's going on in there. I'm guessing it is the witches. Yep, the witches tend to have a harder time burning, which is funny. Witches should be pretty flammable, right? So we're just gonna give them a little hand. Because they're drinking potions, basically, which is what's keeping them alive right now. There we go, finally. Witches are sturdy. I almost died. Okay, where did they come from? Wherever they're coming from, they're being eliminated quite fast. Let's see if we can find them. Ah, they're here. They're in the lava trap, I think. I think I'm connected here. So again, I'm guessing the witches are going to be the sturdier one. Oh, we have a vindicator there that hasn't fallen. There he fell. Cool. And the witch obviously is enduring. Yeah, throw potions at me. I'm so far away. I mean, I could let it die on its own, but I just feel like hurrying it along just to see the harder waves. Stop drinking potions of instant health. There we go, finally. Stupid bitch. So far no evoker has made it past anything, so that's good. Okay, we're back at the fire one. Okay, we did get the evokers. Ah, there it went. Okay, good. It fell in the fire. That's good. There we go. So I think that's going to be a good modification to add to that fire one, is to add a few dispensers that just throw arrows at them, just to hurry up the death of the witch. Okay, where are they? It seems to be one of the very fast ones. Ah, it's this one here. So there's two evokers that are kind of staying put, but the water should push them, hopefully. The iron golem died. There we go. Come on. Get pushed by the water. There we go, finally. And I haven't been picked up yet by the Vexes, so that's good. So the only one now is just the witch that is still surviving. I'm not gonna get close until the Vexes despawn. So this is kind of the closest we've gotten to a Vindicator doing anything. And we did have the iron golem die, but which is not great, but... There we go. We've dispatched the witch. Oh, victory! Awesome! Okay, so that was the first level, and we got it through almost unscathed. I would say the only problem we had is the iron golem over here died. I think this could be solved by just moving the iron golem a little bit, I think. Obviously, in this raid system, I'm not getting any of the stuffs that you could be getting, but that's fine. It's not the objective. So, what I would like to do is maybe move the iron golem, this iron golem, a little bit further away. And we need to add a few dispensers to that fire one over there. Okay, now that we've tried Bad Omen 1, it is time to try the more difficult versions of the raids. And we're gonna start then by drinking an Omen 2 bottle. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, we're in this one. Okay, this seems to be a problem. We drank a potion of Bad Omen, and what happened is that once the illagers went through the nether portals, the game decided that there was no longer an active raid. So while this trap works to get rid of the illagers, as you can see there's no more illagers left, it does not work for the purposes of what we want to do. So before I start a new raid, what we're going to do is just simply block this farm. And to do so, we're gonna, to keep it from being a farm where things can spawn, we have two options basically. We can cover everything in leaves, or we can just remove these blocks, because then it's just going to be water and the illagers do not spawn on water. So I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna remove all the blocks here so that there is no solid block where they can spawn. And we're gonna drink our last potion of Bad Omen 2. And hopefully this time we will not have this problem, as this farm is completely deactivated, as there is no potential place for spawning. That's why the leaves are so important, because the leaves are really the only block where you can be sure the illagers are not gonna spawn. At the beginning I was working with carpet, but I couldn't find like definitive answers about carpet being unspawnable or not, so I went with leaves, and so far it's worked. Okay, let's see where they are spawning. Hopefully in a new one. That could be fun, so we can test our other traps. Okay, we're back in the lava trap. Okay, the lava trap is still working pretty solidly. Unless there is witches, obviously, as we've saw during doing the first bad omen round, the witches are pretty much invincible, it feels like, unless you are actively attacking them. I couldn't really find anything that would work. Oh, and they're again in the same place. How fun. So it definitely feels like in the first waves there's no witches or evokers. It'd be good if they could spawn in a different... But we have a few raids left, so... Okay, now they did spawn in a different tribe. Oh, I didn't know they were gonna... I actually kind of abandoned this one, so I'm just gonna hurry it along. Because this one I don't think is actually working at the moment. I should have disabled this one. Okay, there is just 2 of them left. Okay, good to know that I need to go disable this one. But I can always kill them from above, it doesn't seem to be a lot of issue. This one was the original second part of the lava trap, but I had to abandon it because the raiders were not doing what I wanted. I wasn't getting the behavior I wanted. I mean, again on this one. What it feels like the dispensers are not strong enough, or they don't move enough. But arrows, you know, good old arrows. As long as we don't get an evoker here, I think we're good. Okay, die. Thank you. Could be nice if you used another one. Okay, good. Finally have them in a different one. Okay, it feels like it's this one. This is one of the farms where I am a bit worried about how functional it is. Because... Okay, hold on. We need to get rid of the evoker. The problem with this farm is that if they don't move, they don't really get hurt against the cactus and all that stuff. Like, some of them seem to be getting hurt. But I would say this one is probably one of the less efficient traps. Okay, we still have 2 normal pillagers. Yeah. It is a farm that requires quite a bit of movement. So if that doesn't happen, if they don't move... From the noise, it feels like this time we are getting something happening in the conduit farm. The conduit trap. Yes. So the conduit farm, it basically works just with conduits doing all the work. There is just 1 pillager there. Just gonna help it move. I had quite a few issues getting the water to be in the right place. Okay, yep. The conduit, super fast. I like it. So far, so good. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're back at the conduit, aren't they? Yes. So this is one of the problems that I have with the conduit. Is that they can be a bit like stuck on the surface. I don't know if they don't seem to be taking damage when they stay at the surface. I'm not sure. Let's help it along, maybe. I just want to make it from far enough that I don't trigger the... Oh. Like, it feels like the Ravager is not getting damaged by the conduit. And for some reason, neither is the one in the back. It's so weird. There we go. Okay. There is a little bit of a design flaw in the conduit, I think, that we could fix for the next one. And the iron golem died too, which is something else that we should fix. Oh, there's this one. Right next to me. A little bit scary. Okay, why this one's not going down? Come on! Why is he stuck behind the piston? They also killed my iron golem. Oh well, I guess I got him. Okay, let's see what's happening down there. Yeah, the vindicators are not taking any damage. I don't like that. Ah, crap. Yeah, the cactus is very slow going. Or I would say not going at all. Because any damage they could get, if there is a witch, there is a high possibility that the witch is gonna undo any damage they get. Because the evokers are gonna continue making more and more vexes if they don't get destroyed. Oh. When the vexes are a bit slow in water, makes it a bit easier to get them. But this is getting dicey. Right, something has happened there. But not enough to kill the evoker. God damn it. Oh my god, I'm sorry I haven't been speaking at all because I'm so concentrating not getting killed by the vexes. There's so many. Because as long as you don't kill the evoker, the vexes are just gonna keep coming and coming and coming. So I really need to kill the evoker. But it's very hard to do if there's vexers on my ass constantly. So that's what I was thinking, that I want to go in there. This could be a bad idea. Who's hurting? Evoker hurts. There we go. Kill the evoker. I don't know if there's another one. Yeah, there's another one. Okay, the evoker died finally. Okay, now we just need to wait for the vexes to die. And then I'm gonna go up. Okay. Yeah, I think now we're kind of good. Oh, it took so long. So we just need to wait on the vexes now. It looks like we have a witch and a vindicator and a pillager, I would say. But there is no more evokers. So that's good. So this farm is this trap is a no-go because it's way too slow. Is there still vexes? Like, we cannot have vindicator evokers being alive for this long. So there's just a witch and a 3 normal pillagers, it feels like. Ah! Fuck it, eh? Go through. Stupid Vex. Come on. Come on. Don't get me. I am gonna be the bait. Alright. I think we're off Vexes. I saw that there were a few totems of undying. And I wouldn't mind. But not against my sword. There we go. I'll take the totem of undying. Okay, let's go back up. I think there's no more vexes that are gonna push me, so we're good. So let's get the witch first, because the witch is obviously the one that's gonna keep everybody alive. If I could hit it. There we go. Oh, the tripwire broke. That's interesting. There we go. So now it's just a matter of dispatching these 3 that are not particularly special. Last one. Finally, hopefully. Okay, victory, thank God. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna go block this one because I don't want to deal with this one at all anymore. Because I don't feel like this one works. So we're just gonna block it so nothing can spawn here. Because that evokers, those 2 evokers, you know, they almost got me there with the vexes. We're gonna block this too. And I think that if I put it on top, it shouldn't break, right? No. Okay, well, let's move on towards Bad Omen 3 and let's see how this slightly modified version of our traps work. Okay, we're in the lava trap. First wave, easy, no problem. Again in the lava trap. I don't see any witches, just a few vindicators. Which shouldn't be a problem. Yep. Fine. Come on. Spawn somewhere else. I've made more spawning spots for you guys. But I can't choose. I mean, the game chooses, so. Funny that the lava one. Yep, again in the lava. Now we have a witch. And that's our main weakness, basically. Because the witches don't die in the fire. They don't die anywhere. Because they have either posters of instant health, or they have, in this case, they probably have fire protection. As you can see, it's not on fire, so you just have to hurt it. One way to do it is to get close enough to the witch so that they think that you are within reach of their potions, and they will start throwing potions at you instead of drinking potions themselves. So that's one way with the witch, but you have to kind of take them out on your own, unfortunately. It's the one thing I could not figure out. Oh, one of them died. That's fun. Okay. Are all the waves gonna spawn in this same trap? Come on, game. We can do better than that. Okay, finally. Is it the conduit? Yes. I fell. And she's hurting on a magma block. And the Vex died. Good. I don't know if it has enough. Like, which one wins here? There we go, finally. Jesus. What would I give for an infinite supply of potions? Guess I have to turn to a witch or something. Okay, I didn't even hear. Where are they? They seem to be in the lava. Where are they? Are they in this one? Yeah, I guess they are. Let's see. Just help them along a little bit. Why is the water not opening? Damn it. Trigger the water. Oh no, 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 you need to die. Okay, fuck. Like this. Why is the water not working? Oh, everything's going wrong. Come on, let me eat. Need the potion effect. Hate it. Something is wrong with this trap now. There should be water activating and pushing them. Okay, there they fell. Finally. But the evoker's still alive. Now the water's working. Okay, that's another design flaw of this one. There is a space where they can get stuck and not fall. Went so well the first time around and now it's a mess. But I guess that's what we get for trying stuff. Come on! There we go, finally. Yeah, die already. Thank you. So this jerk took all that damage and on the fall and didn't die? There we go. Okay. Okay, we're in the lava now, so that should be fine. For everything except the witches. So I'm just gonna wait until the evokers are dead. There's one evoker on top of a ravager. Now he falls in the lava. Yeah, there we go. Okay, lava again. It's fine. Even this, there is no iron golem there. The lava one is strong enough to get them to fall into lava. These are no witches this time. Sure feels doesn't. Like, there's two evokers and now there is an evoker. There was two ravagers and now there's an evoker and yeah, perfect. Okay. Yay, we did it. Okay. So I'm gonna fix the few things that needs fixing. So this one up there needs a bit of fixing so that they don't get stuck. And I need to review the mechanism of why it's not closing again. And I'll be back for the last few raids. Okay, I'm back. I fixed the last few things. So I did a new golem, a new iron golem in the lava trap. And I fixed the spike trap, which is this one. So they're no longer gonna get stuck. And I make sure that the water system is working. So it is then time to gobble a bad omen 4 and see what we get from this one. Okay, we're back in the lava. That should make that first wave pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, there we go. So far, the lava trap, the only one that is a problem is the witch, but that is true for all the traps, basically. The witch is pretty immune. Okay, again on the lava trap, but no witches, just vindicators and a few normal pillagers, so that's good. We just have one remaining. Go check out who is the sturdy one. Oh, it's one that didn't fall, but they've been dispatched. Oh, again, the lava trap is by far the most favorite of the game to spawn things. So we do have a witch. I'm gonna wait until, wait, yeah, no, there's only a witch and the ravager left. So I'm just gonna help the witch along because otherwise we're gonna be here forever since the witch. There's no weakness. Can you tell that I'm frustrated with the witches? Because I am. I was like Googling what's their weakness, is there any way to get them? And it's like, nope, just shoot them with arrows very fast. And I was like, well, yeah, but this is supposed to be... Not again, this is so boring, okay? At least the mechanism works, you know? They fall pretty fast. And there's two witches left, who are obviously not on fire and not dying. My bow makes way more damage than the trident. Just that I ran out of arrows. So I put them all into dispensers that have arrows. Come on, spawn somewhere else. No. I'm so sorry for this. I don't choose, I don't make the rules. But the evoker got dispatched pretty fast. Fast enough that it did not manage to spawn anything. So we just have one witch here. Should be pretty easy to get rid of. Get the lava trap, my goodness. But the great thing about the lava trap, if there's one good thing about it, oh, they all died, is that the vindicators, no, the evokers get taken out super quickly, so there's no worry with having too many vexes going around, which was definitely a problem last raid. Oh my god, I wonder where they spawned. Poor iron golem takes a ton of damage from the vexes. So I'm guessing there's one witch left. And the iron golem is done for. Doesn't really matter. The iron golem is there mostly as a bait to get them to move, but any movement will trigger the water trap anyway, and they will be dropped into the lava. It also works as a good buffer for the vexes, but as you can see, the vexes do a lot of damage. Okay, against, they're always gonna be spawning here now. Like, there's no more spawning somewhere else. Okay, I would like them to spawn on the conduit. It's my favorite trap. Thought it was the most creative one. Okay, let's go help out. Here we go. Yay, victory! Okay, that was so boring. Let's try the last one. So, Bad Omen 5. The poor villagers. They must hate me. They're like, you brought us here to the middle of nowhere to just torment us continuously. But I don't even know if they know that there is a raid going on. I haven't put a bell to see if they're gonna ring the bell. I should have a bell, but it's too late. Too late now. I've just triggered the final raid. My money is they're spawning on the lava one. I didn't even put a new iron golem there. It's fine, it works anyway. It's just, it was a good buffer against the vexes, but otherwise, it's not the end of the world. Oh my god, what a surprise. I wonder what I've done that it disabled all the other traps. I hope I didn't do anything. No witches, so far. They don't spawn in every wave. I think I'm gonna run this raid again, but I'm gonna block the lava raid, the lava trap, because I want to see how the other ones work. It's so funny, we're in Bad Omen 5 and they haven't spawned a single witch. I thought Bad Omen 5 would make the raid more difficult. Apparently not. Now there's 2 witches. They all get pushed. That's very efficient, so the iron golem is almost unnecessary. Did they all die? Wow. Are the witches slow? Maybe, I don't know. What happened? I would have expected the witches to... Wait, no. There are witches out there. That wasn't the raid, recharging. Okay, never mind. I was surprised. That was not expected. Finally, they spawned somewhere else. They spawned in this one. So let's see if they get pushed. I see that there's an evoker there. Is it falling? Okay, an evoker died, that's for sure. The ravager is grunting. Okay, let's see. So they all die with the fall damage, except for the ravager. How much health does the ravager have? The one thing that you can count though sometimes with these traps is that the ravager spawns wrong. It spawns crooked, and it dies just because of getting cramped into a wall. Okay, back to the lava trap. Just gonna keep an eye on it from afar. No witches! Wow. I mean, technically the witches are not illagers, so they just come as moral support. Yeah, we're definitely running this one again, but we're gonna block this one for now. I'm very satisfied, though. It works very well. So the Ravagers die, and that causes the Evokers that are on top of it to die. And now we just have a Witch left. And obviously the Witch could stay there forever, enjoying the warmth. Come on, Witch. Go make a sandwich. Thank. Should it be still a wave? Aren't we done by now? I'm surprised. Okay, we're up there again. Cool. Evoker, there's Vexes. Oh, they're still there. Kinda need to get them to fall. Why has the water not... And why are these dudes out? God damn it. There we go, finally some water. But it's not touching them. Yeah, I said the these goddamn huge things, they get stuck. It's too bad that these two fell. I guess the Ravager broke some of the signs. Yeah, I did. What? There's a raider remained? Oh, okay. Oh, it died now. Okay, victory. Well, we didn't see the conduit in action. That's the only one that well, the conduit and the soap campfire, they weren't used this time around. I don't know why. I might come back and do a run later on where I block this one, the lava one. But we've seen the lava one seem to be the most efficient one. Ooh, what a beautiful sunset. No, what a beautiful sunrise. Okay, so let's sum up. The trap that was the most used was the lava trap. Obviously, the game for some reason liked to spawn everything there, and it is, I would say, the most efficient of all the traps. Obviously, the witches have to be dealt separately. I would rate second the conduit trap. I think the conduit is pretty underrated. The only thing I would modify is to make sure that the whole thing, it is full of water, which I had kind of a lot of issues with. So that's a good one. I really liked it. And the soul campfire one, we saw it a few times in the first raid. It suffers from the same problems that all the raids, all the traps that we build suffer, is that the witches cannot be destroyed by them, even by adding droppers that shoot arrows at them. They don't move frequently enough to trigger the droppers, and I was having a lot of issues. I tried to connect the droppers to skulk sensors, but that would keep the droppers constantly activated because there is noise happening around. So I could go back to that and figure out a better way to use it. So let's talk about the farms that were complete boo-boo the fool, completely useless, do not try. Cactus and sweetberry farm maybe would work if we make the drop a lot taller, maybe even more tall than this one, which is the pointed dripstone trap. So both of these traps that require falling to do most of the damage need to be way taller. I would say maybe double as tall, and maybe then they would be useful. And the trap that absolutely doesn't work and will kill your raid is another trap, unfortunately. I thought it was really clever, but I guess the game cannot deal with entities going into another dimension. That just makes the entities disappear in the game's head and not die, though, and it kills the raid. So that's it for our experiment with the raid-proof village. We was close for a few moments when the traps didn't go as planned. Those vexes, they sure gave me a headache. But otherwise, I have 3 new totems of undying, and that wasn't absolutely the point of this. I haven't added any way of collecting the drops. So what I'm gonna do next with this farm, and if you guys want, I can come back and make a little mini-sode out of it with these traps. Not farm, I keep calling it a farm because that is what I want to do. I'm gonna turn this into a raid farm. But obviously I will do that later on, so stay tuned if you want to see that. And I think that will be all for today. Remember to like and subscribe if you like this video. Leave me a comment if you have any ideas for other traps that you built that work for illagers. And as always, don't forget to stay hydrated. Bye bye! The grass looks like seawater. It moves. It's alive. Bye bye!